I'm very curious about these incel guys and these MGTOW guys and what happened to them to make them devalue women and see women as hostile creatures or body parts. That women are objects to be avoided, manipulated, and used. Now, I used to watch Richard Cooper's channel a lot, Entrepreneurs in Cars, and I will say he's an attractive man. And I've listened to a lot of his videos. I think that he is actually, I'm going to analyze him, a very sensitive man who was hurt by women. His first wife cheated on him, and then his first girlfriend after the divorce, he really bonded with her and her boys. And then she just cheated on him too. And he not only lost the relationship, he lost that relationship with the boys. I think he was very vulnerable and open and did this. And then he made the decision, women don't give a shit about you. They just want what you can do for them. And instead of looking at why he chose these women who were cheating on him, he might have been a people pleaser, I'm guessing. He just decided to harden himself. This is my opinion, this is my analysis. Certainly you can disagree. He decided to harden himself and say, women, I'm just going to go for the young ones because they're going to adore me, they're going to worship me, and I have to be a man who's got stuff going on. I've got to have cars and status, and that's how I'm going to keep a woman. And women who've hit the wall, goodbye. No value. Certainly there are men who can prefer younger women, but I just think that when we start seeing people as body parts and devaluing them and see people as objects, it seems to come more from like a shadow part or an unresolved part or some pain. Certainly people can have preferences. Certainly I have preferences. Certainly I love younger men. Why do I like younger men? It's not because of the age so much. For me, it has to do with I like healthy men, fit men. I have seen men in their 60s who were super hot because they take care of themselves. But it's pretty hard to find. And my animal nature is just attracted viscerally to the strength, the stability, the energy of a younger man. That's just resonates with me. Yeah. And but then we also have these incel guys who hate women. I recently got involved in, again, on Twitter with talking to some of these guys and trying to give them advice because they're convinced that women will not like them because they're unattractive. And a lot of these guys are actually quite attractive. The guy on Twitter I was replying to was actually a good-looking guy. I believe it because he had some pictures posted of himself. And he was convinced that he was ugly, the same as this guy, Pete, the guy you don't want to invite to dinner. I found him very attractive as well. He has a lot of videos, I haven't watched his channel in a while, about looks maxing, and he's very analytical. He's got it down to microdecimals of facial features and all this. And he admits that he's a porn addict. I think that these guys are way too focused on their looks. But they're kind of more on the Richard Cooper side, except they haven't figured out how to get women. But they kind of haven't really gotten to the place of like a healthy attachment style where they actually are able to see women as just equal creatures that could actually bond with them emotionally, that they're valuable as people and that they can meet other people who value them. Like there's just something off there. I wonder also if it has to do with the fact that many people have become really lazy. Like a lot of these incel guys, well, okay, so that's one group of incels. Then there's another group which says that, women are gold diggers. They have this fantasy world of women as gold diggers, and women only want these good-looking guys who are Chads, and good-looking women are Stacy's, and body count. And I ran all these words by my kids, and they're like, "Mom, I have no idea." Body count? They're like, "Does that mean like how many people they've murdered?" Like, they didn't know what that meant. So, um, these words are just used by men in this certain subculture. But some of these men who really hate women, I don't know where that comes from. Like, why do you hate women? What happened? Obviously, women must have hurt you, okay? Because I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, and the men in my life don't hate women, except I will say my brother hates women. This is why I have to stop talking to my brother. Anyway, I just want to go over on out to the other side, these incels that hate women, and I don't understand why they hate women. In the past on my channel, when I was still experimenting with having a coaching business and doing coaching, I was trying to reach out to them or speak nicely to them or offer free coaching, but they don't want it. They do not want it. They're very sure that women hate them, and they are, there's a kind of power that you get from hatred and anger. Anger is actually a feeling that comes up when our boundaries are violated. And I'm sure for these incels, their boundaries were violated, that women were mean to them. And my theory is it was their mothers. My theory is that their mothers were abusive. But oh my God, if I would say that, they would get even more triggered. But anger is an emotion we have when our boundaries are violated that gives us the strength to defend ourselves. And so a lot of people, if they haven't found power in any other way, they might be addicted to anger as the only way they have of feeling power. Because there is a power in anger. I have made rant videos and they feel super fucking good. It feels good to get angry. Like, ooh, there's a power in it. There's a strength in it. There's a force in it. And I guess if you haven't ever felt the feeling of calm and peace and love and connection, and like there's so many other feelings that are very pleasing. I mean, I can also feel power when I do burpees, or when I do a sprint, or when I did like a new exercise that I mastered, or the other day I cleaned my blinds. I took all my vertical blinds down in my living room and I washed them. I felt a sense of accomplishment. That was power, but it wasn't the same power as in anger. So I think that these people just haven't discovered other forms of power and accomplishment in their lives. Somehow they're addicted to their anger. I'm not sure, but I really have decided there's no way to help these incel guys. They are just radicalized to their anger against women. The only thing I think we can do is to see why they got that way and intervene when they're still children, in middle school, in high school, maybe in grade school. I don't think that the teachers are making it any better. I mean, most of the teachers are women, and these female teachers, a lot of them are not very nice to little boys. Little boys that are acting up usually get punished by the teachers. They are not getting the understanding, that they need. And teachers can't really make up for an abusive mom. I really, really think it comes from moms who are neglecting their boys. And the reason I care about this is because I'm a mom of boys, and I know what little boys are like. Like, they're delightful creatures, and so I see a little boy in every one of these guys. There's a little boy in there who once wanted to love and cuddle and play and roughhouse and challenge himself and say no and be accepted. And this little boy was somehow wounded along the way. At the same time, I have realized that I can't do anything to help these guys. They don't want my love. They don't want my affection. They don't want my advice on how to change. And I'm not going to be a whipping board for vitriol. I have my boundaries as well. I have boundaries around how I will be treated. And if these guys were interested in changing, I'd be all for it. I would talk to them, I would help them, whatever, but they don't want it. They don't want it. They want to, they want to stay angry. And I guess all I can say is, if you hate women, any incels listening to this, or men who hate women listening to this, I would just say that if you hate women, I'm sure you have a reason that women hurt you. Okay? You have a reason that women hurt you, and I would just recommend that you allow yourself to feel that pain. And then eventually figure out how to move beyond it, because that hatred is actually keeping you from getting women. In fact, every time one of these guys lashes out at me, his mission is accomplished. One more woman who doesn't want anything to do with him. It's not the man's looks that are a detractor. It's his hatred of women, or his fear of women. But the first step to change is accepting where you are, and, making friends with your feelings and seeing why you have them. But staying stuck there is not helpful at all. So when men come on here and say all women suck or you suck, I just tell them to grow up and take that shit to a men's group. Don't bring that to me. But what I am interested in is, what happened to these guys? Something went wrong. Something went very, very wrong in a boy's development, that, his source of sustenance and nurturing, his mom, hurt him badly. That's my theory. Okay, your mom fucking sucked. This is my theory. Your mom fucking sucked. She had a revolving door of men. Maybe you were abused as a child and she didn't protect you, or you told her and she didn't believe you. She didn't meet your needs. Maybe she punished you for having needs. Maybe she told you she wished you were never born. Maybe she favored another sibling over you. She didn't protect you against your dad. She wasn't there for you. She was cold, unapproachable, not there for you. So you don't trust women. That's what I would say. Or maybe you had to caretake your mom. She made you her parentified son. You had to caretake her. Were responsible for her emotions. So you hate women. You don't want that brought on you. I also think there's a lack of courage then. If you were told as a boy that you're no good, you're not going to try things. You're going to see women as unsafe. That's what I really think. I think it was evil women who had children. These women should not be having children. That's my theory. I wonder what you think about it. I would bet money that there was no incel who had a good mom. None of my boys are incels. I was a good mom. They had a good dad. I bet there was a bad mom in the picture. Now, that doesn't mean a bad mom will result in an incel, because people have choice. Some guys might be like, I'm going to pick a better woman than my mom was, but it's going to be hard. If your mom was controlling of your dad, you're probably going to be a people pleaser. Or if your mom was abusive, you're probably going to be a people pleaser. The parenting thing is huge. So that's my theory. I want to know what you think, and thank you for watching my video.